Ever feel like your data graphs are about as exciting as watching paint dry? Well, me neither. What if I told you there's a way to transform those sad flat lines into mind-blowing masterpieces? Introducing matplotlib, your Python pal for creating graphs so cool they'll need suits and sunglasses. Do they? In this video, we're diving headfirst into the 3D world of matplotlib, where graphs go from meh to magnificent. We'll also explore some super cool graph types that'll make your data sing, or at least do a funky chicken dance. You want to know how? Don't worry, because
the greatest programmer that has ever lived
is going to help. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? So buckle up, data wranglers and visualization enthusiasts, because it's about to get lit.
Remember those dusty textbooks with their boring 3D graphs that looked like they escaped a fever dream? Well, forget those. We're gonna make 3D graphs that'll have you saying, "Whoa, mama!"
Alright, boys and girls, let's get down to the business without hesitation. First of all, open up your big beautiful IDEs. Now, we're gonna start by just making a simple and normal looking graph. So we import the libraries, then we make the data that we're going to work with, then we show the graph with just these two lines of code. It's gonna be looking like this. See, that wasn't so scary, was it? Now let's jazz things up with some color gradients, lightning effects, and maybe even a sprinkle of animation. Because why settle for basic when you can be extra, am I right? I mean, we all want cool looking things, but take a look at this graph. I mean,
it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Okay, so I'm going to delete this whole code. We don't need it anymore. We're going to be making something cooler, right? So I'm going to fast code the whole thing. Alright, so this is the code. Let's run it to see the results. Shall we, boys and girls? Hot damn! Oh, that's a graph. Feeling inspired? I bet you are. Time for a challenge now. Try running naked for 2 miles while coding. I'm just kidding. Try customizing your own 3D graph and share it in the comments. The most creative one wins a virtual high five and a whole lot of praises.
Good thing your dad didn't give you much while you were growing up.
Now, 3D is cool, but let's push the boundaries of graphitude. Forget boring bars and lines, man. We're venturing into the land of radar charts, heat maps, and more cool 3D plots that'll make your data do them. So if you're like me and just don't want to let go of this beautiful graph right over here, you can go ahead and add this line of code and save it as a picture. So let's run it again. So of course it'll disappear right over here, but it doesn't matter as long as it's a picture file right over here. So that the next time your girl asks you for a hot pic, you can send this instead of those fake abs of yours. I'm sure she will be much more impressed. Now that we've come this far, I think it's only good that we check out some other cool 3D graphs. I'm going to fast code this example. Alright, data wizards. So this is the code for this example. Let's see how does it look. Holy crap, that is beautiful. It looks like a stylish Mexican hat, you know, like those traditional Mexican hats that they wear, and it is beautiful. Let's go for another example. We know all about scatter plots, but what about 3D scatter plots? Let's see how do they look like. Again, I'm going to fast code. Okay, so this is the code, and yes, As you can see, this is a 3D scatter plot. I personally don't like it that much, but this third example right over here, this is the code for it. This one is amazing. One of my personal favorites. Let's run it together and bam! So good looking, so amazingly in shape.
That will make her wife jealous.
Alright fellas, let's continue. Now, another cool example that I'm going to show you is this one. I call it the Rubik's Cube. Isn't that cool?
No! God, please, no! No! No!
I don't know the proper use for this kind of graph, but it's playful. If you want to look cool in front of your friends, you can show them these kind of graphs and just impress the hell out of them. Alright, till this moment we saw a lot of cool 3D graphs in matplotlib, but what about the normal two-dimensional ones? Are there any cool graphs in those two normal dimensional ones? Well, yes, there is. This fifth example is exactly focused on that, which I personally call the dingly wingly. Now let's see how this dingly wingly is going to look. Alright, we first have to import the library, then the data. We have to make the data that we're working with. Otherwise, how are we gonna create and craft a perfect looking graph? And at last, we plot out the graph. Boom! Look at that. It looks like you when you were a fetus inside your mother's womb. It's cool and it's not cool. That's why I call it the dingly wingly. But enough of that, let's move on to the next example. Bonus tip! Now, with the help of another library called Seaborn, I'm going to introduce to you violin plots. So first, let's go ahead and import Seaborn. After that, for the data, I'm going to use Seaborn's datasets. I'm going to create a variable, call it data. For that, I'm going to say SNS, as in our Seaborn. Load. With load dataset function, I'm going to load a dataset called tips. Now if I say data, this is the dataset that I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to go ahead and simply say SNS as in our Seaborn, then violin plot, x is going to be equal to day, as in day column. We're going to take total bill for our y, then at last, we're going to define our data. Now if we run this, okay, now that looks like anything but a violin. I mean, look at it. It more looks like a vagina than a violin. I don't know why they call it violin, but let's be polite and call it violin. So this was violin plot. Now, imagine a graph so hot, even hotter than my future wife. Oh yeah, that's a heat map, baby. And with radar charts, you can track your data's journey like a champion athlete on a sugar rush. Now, what is a heat map and how will it look? Let's see. The code is going to be like nonsense, some other nonsense, more nonsense, whole f***ing more nonsenses. Alright, let's run the code and bam! You'll get a pretty heat map. So this is a heat map. These little pixels, as you can see, are our data points. But data visualization isn't just about looking cool, although that's definitely a bonus.
It's about telling a story, and these fancy graphs can help you do that in a way that even your grandma will understand. Unless your grandma's a coding whiz, then she'll be super impressed. Feeling the creative juices flowing?
Let's put matplotlib to the test. I dare you to create a cool 3D graph, and I'll try to bring it to life right here, right now.
May the coolest graph win. Giggity giggity.
Alright, so in my opinion, the coolest Python 3D graph is this. Import, let's just say nonsense. Import the nonsenses, create a function to do the nonsenses, more nonsenses, another few set of nonsenses, more nonsenses. As the challenge, this was the coolest Python 3D graph in my opinion. Which one is the coolest 3D graph in your opinion? Tell me in the comments. Don't hesitate. Do it right now. So, until this moment, you've conquered 3D and dabbled in cool graph types. But there's always more to learn, my fellow graphanauts.
Do you know matplotlib has secret weapons like hot color maps and animation tricks that'll make your graph dance like nobody's watching? Although, with these graphs, everyone will be watching.
So now, let's see the color map. Shall we, boys and girls? Now I'm gonna make the simplest color maps for you guys to understand. So first we have to import the libraries. Now I'm going to create a function, call it plot color maps. Now this function is going to take in a parameter called cmap as in color map. We're going to say fig x, use plt dot. Now this figure size, this fixed size of ours is going to define how big this picture or this figure is going to be or not. And we need another variable called color map or color maps plt. With this function of matplotlib, we're going to get and return this color maps. So whatever gets passed into this function as a parameter also goes through this function. We type in MPL, and now outside of this function where I'm going to create a for loop to just plot different type of color maps for us, and also to run and utilize this function. We're going to print the cmap ID and utilize the function that is plot color maps and pass in cmap IDs as a parameter. Now if I run this code, it's going to give me an error. Why? Oh, I see what I've done wrong. Let me quickly fix this code. Now with my code fixed, let's run it again. And there we go. It gives us the color map ID, what it's called, which is going to be the magma is going to look like this. This is the inferno, plasma, etc, etc. And wow. Man, that's a lot. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect it to, be this lot, but it is what it is. And that's why I love Python and matplotlib. It's a very cool library with lots of cool abilities. Now we know the color maps. Now these are the cool looking color maps, all of them. You can utilize them, you can use them for whatever reason you want.
Let's move on to the next subject.
Now,
are you tired of waiting for your graphs to load slower than a dial-up connection in the 90s?
Fear not, efficiency hacks are here.
we will learn how to optimize code and make those graphs render faster than you on Red Bull busting a nut. Let me tell you how. So now, I'm going to compare both the faster way and the slower way so that you can see the difference. Again, we need the libraries, the nonsense, more nonsense, nonsense again, a lot more nonsense. So let's run this and see what will happen. So as you can see, it gave me a fastgraph.svg file. So now I'm in the folder of svg file. Let's click on it. That's how the graph renders. This was the fast way. As you saw it, it rendered very fast. Let's see it one more time. There, came down here. Then it went all the way to the end. Now let's see the slower way, or the slower version. Alright, for the slower version, again, we're going to be needing the libraries and the nonsenses, the blah blah blah. Nonsenses plus the blah 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 blah. Now if we run this, these warnings are not very important. Now as you can see, for the time, this one, the faster way, took a 1.8 seconds. The slower version, it took 2.1 seconds. Let's see the SVG file again. It gave us another SVG file named slow graph. Let's see this one. Now as you can see, this one just renders slower. Let's see it one more time. This is the fast one. And that's it. Now for the slow one, it gets stuck here and takes a little bit more time here. This was the comparison of the fast way and the slow way. Now another key point to tell you guys is that matplotlib plays well with others.
We'll touch on how to connect it with other libraries and data sources so your graphs can become the ultimate party chick.
You don't have to be the greatest greatest programmer that has ever lived. But you can easily do that. Use it with NumPy, you can use it with Seaborn, you can use it with Pandas, etc, etc. Okay, so until this point, we've learned a lot. Don't worry, data ninjas, I won't bombard you with technical jargon. Think of all of this. I mean, this code right here and the previous codes, all of them that we did, the color map, etc., the heat map. Think of all of this as a sneak peek into the world of advanced matplotlib. Like learning a secret trick that'll save your marriage. Not sure how it does that, but... Okie dokie. This was it, guys. But matplotlib isn't just about me or you. Well, not entirely. Check out the amazing graph creations, get inspired, share your own work, and let's build a community of graph-tastic individuals. So, have we transformed those sad, deflated graphs into something truly hot and sexy? I sure as fuck hope so. But remember, matplotlib isn't just about creating fancy visuals. It's about empowering you to tell your data story in a way like you're telling it to your crush on the first date. That's both informative, engaging, and fun. So go forth, conquer those graphs, and don't be afraid to get creative. Now, smash that like button, subscribe for more code-tastic adventures, and don't forget to share your creations in the comments.
Let's keep this data visualization party going.
And hey, if you learned something new or had a good laugh, consider leaving a comment or sharing the video. It helps more people discover the magic of matplotlib. Thanks for joining me on this beautiful data visualization journey. Until next time, let's make the data world a more beautiful place, one graph at a time.